Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you my very first folio mini album. I am so excited to share this project with you. I tell you, I have always wanted to make one of these, and I've been inspired by so many ladies. Your Book of Memories is an expert at making folio mini albums. I've watched Rosa Kelly scrapbooking and Ginger from My Sister Scrapper, to name a few. Now, the measurements that I followed here are from My Sister Scrapper, and it is a chipboard mini album. It is a 9.5 by 10.5 with a 1-inch spine on both sides, and I've used papers by Graphic 45 from the Imagine collection, and I've used a die or two from Sizzix, and I can't wait to share this with you. Now, granted, there were a couple of mistakes that I did make on this mini album, but that is how we learn, right? But all in all, I do like how it turned out. Let me show you real quick what the back looks like. This is the back, just plain and simple. And the sides, I added some flat back pearls to the side, and I just decorated the front. I kept it simple with some black laces from my stash, more flat back pearls, a little flat back pearl bling over here, and a chipboard piece by Graphic 45. Now, in the making of this folio mini album, I did try to use some magnets for the closure, but after all the papers were in there, the magnets were just not strong enough. So I did wind up adding some Velcro. Let me show you. That's the Velcro closure right along there, and right along here you feel the magnet, but little good did that do me. And so anyhow, right over here is the other side of the Velcro closure, and this is what it looks like. I am so super happy with how this came out. And I tell you, friends, like I said, I've always wanted to make one of these, and I just never found the time to do it. Now, let me tell you something. For those of you who are intimidated on making these, please don't. These are so super easy to make, and I'll tell you, they take half the time of a mini album. I mean, gosh, in making a mini album, depending on how many flaps and folds and pockets and everything that you want, it could take me at least 2 to 3 weeks to make one, okay, because it just takes so long with all the die cutting and everything. This took me about a day, and with the added decorations, maybe half a day, so about a day and a half, if that. Okay, it was so super easy to make. I mean, all you got to do is just cut your chipboard pieces, put them together like you would with a mini album, and just add your pages. That's it, okay? And you do your waterfall. Now, if you do just a simple waterfall, it'll take you a lot shorter than it took me, because as you can see, I did some die cutting here. And of course, die cutting is going to take you a little bit of time. So what we have over here, now these words are from a Heidi Swapp word collection that I have. And so I decided to use those on here. Now this waterfall is being held together by a magnet. The magnet did work here. Yay! And this is just a little flap thing that's holding it together. And let me show you real quick the waterfall. It is a simple, as simple can be waterfall. And here we go, and this one is glued on down to here. Now, to make this waterfall feature, I did use some dies, and let me show you real quick the dies that I used. Remember when everybody was buying these Sizzix Thinlit dies to make mini albums? Okay, and so I jumped in the bandwagon. I got my own set of dies, but I'm not using this to make mini albums anymore. Okay, however, I am using this part here and the inside part of the set of dies to make my waterfalls. I think they come out real pretty. So yeah, I will try to find online a set of these Sizzix Thinlits dies, and they are by Lori Whitlock, and I will go ahead and leave you with a link, links to everything that I used in the description area below. I will try to find everything that I use and leave it down there for you. Okay, and so over here, let's move along here. This is just one of these extra pieces that I cut, but I had no use for it. So what I did was I decided to just snip off this part right here. Okay, this part right here came off and I just glued it on down. It was that simple. Alrighty, and the same thing for over here. I did create a 3-page kind of like mini album of sorts with pockets, and so I use these very same set of dies to make these flaps over here, and on top of each of these flaps you're going to find one of the 2x3, is it 2x3 or 3? No, it's 2x3 policy envelopes from Graphic 45, and what I've done here is I just added a flower on this, and down it goes, and so see, just like so. Over here is perfect for a picture. Alrighty, and this is, I just left these plain because I think that Graphic 45 quite often comes out with the most spectacular designs that they do all the work for you. To me, this didn't need anything else. I just need to add the pictures of my kids, and that's about it. Now, on the top, I did make a pocket. It is a large pocket, rather, and I'm just using the square Graphic 45 tags. Alrighty, and I added some paper on here, but I just wanted to add this here to show you that these are pockets indeed, and they are rather large pockets, and so I can add more than this. And what I'm planning on using this is, my kids are grown now, but I do have a ton of their elementary and middle school pictures. You know how you get the 8x10 and so forth. I do have those in a box somewhere, so I'm in the process of making these mini albums because I want to use them for my children's pictures and family pictures and so forth. So that's what these are for, these pockets are for. And just to add little diplomas and things like that. You know how it is. You keep everything, every single little certificate that your kid brings home. Well, I did. So, yeah, and this is what the back looks like over here. Let me move this right along. See, it's a nice and big and wide space. And I've done the same thing here. I use those dies to make these flaps that you see here, and the 2x3 Graphic 45 policy envelopes, or they call it the ATC policy envelopes. That's what they call it. And here is another page with another pocket, and I've been known to use everything in my Graphic 45 collection. I use the packaging, I use the covers, and to me, I don't mind using something like this that states Graphic 45 because it's a remembrance, it's a reminder of this wonderful collection. You know, when I'm old and when I'm gone, my children and grandchildren will be able to, my grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be able to see what great-grandma was into, you know. So I hope this lasts that long, and so that's why I like using the packagings, and they make it so pretty and everything that I really don't mind adding it to my scrapbooking process. So there's that, and I'm still practicing on my bows, okay? These bows that I've done here are using the Bow Dabra, and as you can see, they're still rather wonky. But I'm practicing, okay? I'm practicing. So here's one page, and this is what the back to this one looks like. Now, this particular sheet is by a different Graphic 45 collection because I did use the very last sheets of my Imagine collection pack that I ran out, okay? And so this is from a different collection, but it is also Graphic 45. Yes, this and this and this is from the Parisian Cafe Parisian collection, and I think it went very well with this. That's one of the beauties about using Graphic 45 is that if you run out of paper from one collection, you can easily add it from a different collection. And so this is what this looks like. And see that paper? Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. I don't think it needs much of anything else. And here is another pocket. It's a deep, large pocket. And this is what this tag looks like, and my wonky bow. And here we go. This is what the back to this looks like. And over here, what I've done is I put the Graphic 45 paper down, and then I decided to turn this into like a showcase for a picture for one of the large 8x10 pictures. And so I decided to add just a plain piece of black cardstock, and of course here is some sticker trim from the Imagine collection and some sticker borders from the Imagine collection. And yeah, that's how I decided to make this, and here you go, have another look-see. And yeah, this is my very first Graphic 45 folio, my very first folio period. And what I did here is, as far as the binding, I just followed the typical binding system that we all do for the mini albums. And what I did was, instead of leaving a 1/4 of an inch gusset, I did a 1/8 of an inch because I didn't want it to be too bulky. Okay, so that's what this is, just for 3 pages. And my tags, and I just love the way this came out. Now, like I said, I did follow the dimensions from one of Ginger's videos where she was showing this Graphic 45 folio rooster mini album that she did, and I just love that collection, and I hope that they bring it back because I love those colors that they used and the graphics and everything. And so yeah, and she had mentioned that hers was 9.5 by 10.5 with a 1-inch spine, so I ran with that, and this is what I came up with, and I just love the way this came out. So yeah, if you would like to see a tutorial or a process video on how I did this, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, and leave me a thumbs up and share my videos. I certainly appreciate you sharing my videos. So I hope that you like my project. It is my very first one, and I just love it. I love how this came out, and I do want to make some more. And I tell you, they are super easy to make. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see y'all again real soon. Bye.